Let me ask you this: how old were you when you learned 1 + 1 was 2?
Probably pre-K,
Right? Would I ever be
before
able to change
kindergarten.
your mind on 1 + 1 is 2 by learning it that early?
I don't know.
I
I
mean, one
can't
plus
answer
one
that.
is two. So what?
Right. And you know that because you've learned it. That's all you've
Wait,
ever
are you
known.
saying will you be able to change my mind now, or would you have been
Now,
able?
now, would I be
Now
able to
can you?
change your mind?
Right now you can't change my mind, not because of how early that I learned it,
Mm-hmm.
but because of what my understanding of one to be and two to be would
Mm-hmm.
be the
Right.
reason why you couldn't change my
And
mind, but
examples
not
have
because
shown
of
that
how
over and
early.
over.
Right.
Right, right, right.
I mean, there's things that I've learned
Mm-hmm.
later in life that you also wouldn't be able to change my mind
Right. But if you
about.
learn at the same
There
time
are
you,
things that I learned when I was younger
mm-hmm.
that my mind is changed on. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
But when you learned 1 + 1 was 2, if somebody was telling you that two mommies can't have a child or two daddies can't have a child, by the time you're 35, that's gonna seem common knowledge to you,
But
regardless
I
if
don't.
it's
So what's your
completely
point?
Yeah, I
Because
incorrect.
don't
I
understand
don't
What I,
get, we
what
how.
I'm
don't get what
saying
you're
is
saying.
they are putting this in our children at the same young ages that 1 + 1
Well,
equals 2.
technically, one mommy and one daddy can have a child if
Yeah,
they
but
adopt
no,
it.
but that's not having a child. They
But
can't. That's recruit. That's
I
recruiting.
understand
You
that.
can't
But
procreate. You're recruiting at that point.
But what are they recruiting
I
for? I
don't
don't
know if I
understand.
agree with
I don't
that.
understand what you're saying. Cause see, give me what you think their agenda
The
is. I
agenda.
don't. I
The
don't understand the agenda.
Right.
so for
Cause
me,
what are they recruiting for? Like that's what we trying to. I'm trying to understand the
m-
agenda.
more people to their side of the aisle, so to speak. Right. So if you are showing, look, the first teachers that kids get are their parents.
Right.
Right. But if your parents are, let's say they're adoptive, right, and it's two women or two men or whatever the case may be, you're going to think that's the norm. And everything that they learn is going to be after what they see in that household. And if
They
that
can't think it's
continue,
the norm because when they go to school
That's
and
not.
they see everybody else doing something different, they gonna realize, hold on, be for
mm-hmm,
real,
mm-hmm,
like I hear you,
mm-hmm,
cause you're not wrong about development. Like, as you let's forget it, right? Let's not even talk about kids, right? Let's just talk about a dog. Simply put, you train a dog in a certain way, that's how that dog is gonna be, right? Right? You teach it to sit, it's gonna learn to sit. That dog gonna get around other dogs and be like, oh, they doing
I
something
see.
different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or everybody's sitting down, so let me go sit down. They have a theory about this too. They did it on a study of monkeys. Monkeys were in a room and they put, let's say on this pole, they put a banana up there. And these monkeys, right? All of them is trying to get this banana, and they
mm-hmm.
shocked each monkey like with water, right? Like to get down off this pole trying to get this banana, right? It got to the point where monkeys that were going up there, the other monkeys would stop them.
Mm.
And they kept integrating a new monkey who didn't know their system,
Mm-hmm.
who didn't know what was going on in that room, right? And they would take an old monkey out who had seen what was going on, and they continued this process. The new monkey continued to try to get up there, and the other monkeys would pull them down based on what happened to them,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where this is what we do here. So I'm saying that to say, and it happened until all the monkeys were new, and none of those monkeys were in the original subject group. Like all the
And they
monkeys,
went for the banana finally.
and they stopped nobody in that room because I got trained to do what everybody in this room is doing.
So even though no newcomers are here, none of the original people are here, we still are adhering to.
Upholding
Okay, I
this
see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I'm saying that I get what you're meaning by they're recruiting to have more people to do the pull them down, whatever we gonna
Yeah.
liken it to. We want more people in this
Mm-hmm.
pool. However, I don't believe it's the norm. And I think that when people are like, oh, the revolution will not be televised, it's happening in consciousness right now. So I'm not saying let me say this too. I don't think people can look at LGBT as an issue or as this or as that. I don't have a say on that, but I love that we're talking about the homes right now that are
Mm-hmm.
being created. A lot of us
Mm-hmm.
are deciding not to have children. A lot of men are focusing on themselves. A lot of girls, women, are focusing on not having children right now. And it's for a reason. We have to stop what's been going on, the mistreatment of the children that have been created. We have to stop creating kids without foundational house homes, without that upbringing to show them the right way to go. So a lot of us are choosing. I bet you can name about 5 of your homegirls that don't have children right now, and I can name 10, and they on Nadine. But guess what? It's a revolution.
Do you think that's a revolution or is that a depression?
Only the strong will survive.
Is it a
Listen,
depression?
Yeah.
A depression of what?
Because
Right.
my thing is part of the reason why um, part of the reason why things are the way they are is because some races are not having as many children as they want, and then they're trying to prevent other races from having more children. We, I don't know if y'all, I'm not a religious dude, but I do know the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You are supposed to be fruitful, right?
Mhm.
And the only way that we can grow our own community is to get with each other and raise successful black families, right? You know what I'm saying?
I love
if we
that.
all be like, nah, it's the wrong time and nobody wants to, that's only hurting us.
It's gonna
I don't think
reset.
that's realistic.
You know,
It's gonna
I
reset.
think that's only. I'm saying that's hurting only
We're not gonna
us.
stop.
You know they say by 20 what cuz what was it 2050 that you know what I'm saying white folks in this country will end up being the minority because they're not procreating at a fast enough rate. You dig what I'm saying? That's a thing. So what they want to do is put things like Planned Parenthood in the hood, right? They want to stop the birth rate of us so we remain the minority. But if we let all of this shit infiltrate our minds and not want to have children and not want to get with each other and have all these different divisive conversations on why we not together and nobody wants a relationship and marriage is no longer important, that holds us back. You know what I'm saying? We can't overtake them if our numbers are lower. You dig what I'm saying? We can't.
We can't overtake them if we keep creating demons and problems. We can't overtake them if we keep creating broken homes. So I never said marriage was not important. Marriage is very important.
So
No, marriage is very important. But just like you said, foundation is important.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just building, I'm going to just keep putting blocks up. I'm going to just keep putting blocks up and nothing's holding up. That's a waste of time and energy. Versus, I'm going to put an effective house together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that I don't know if y'all get what I'm saying. So it's not that I'm saying I don't want children. I'm made for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mother. That's not what I'm saying. And I just don't want that to be misinterpreted. I want to be very clear. I'm made to have a child,
I'm
children,
saying when you were like,
a
I
wife.
can name 10 of my homegirls that don't, and I'm like,
That doesn't mean they
that's
eggs are
sad to
shriveled
me.
up.
No, you said that don't want to. I'm not.
No. But I'm in the conditions that we are in right now. They don't want to. And I'm not talking about political conditions. I'm not talking. Let's go to the basic level. Organisms, and I'm gonna quote this from the movie. And excuse me, sis. I promise after this I'm gonna have to get you a wording because I promise. The movie Lucy. I'm gonna quote this. Morgan Freeman was a professor.
And she was like a robot type.
No, she was she actually
Android?
was trying to act. She actually was messed up because she was like on drugs, messing with this fool who was on drugs, and then she got herself in this crazy situation. Scarlett Johansson, and then like the drugs got inside her stomach, and then she began to activate all parts of her brain to the point where she just dissolved into nothing matter. Yes, girl, it's good, and it's good at a higher level of consciousness. Like we wouldn't have probably understood it when it first came out, but at this time, once we look at it, it's some gems in there. And one of the things he says is before he even meets Lucy, he said at a primary level, cells, organisms, they recreate and procreate in favorable conditions. That's just the natural law, right? So I'm saying that to say, as you a collective of women, right? And just hear me out. You hear me say 10 of our homegirls are not having children. Basically, they are made to do this. Their body was ordained to have children. And you said it saddens you, right? And instead of our collective of men saying, damn, I wonder why. Let me go see what's up with these ladies, right? They're positioned right now in this time dealing with hurt, dealing with a lot of things, and recognizing the feminine energy inside of them that is they're dealing with it in a
That
toxic
deserve
way
to
right
be
now.
expressed.
They're dealing with it, yeah, and it's been repressed for so many years. Don't cry, don't do it. So now that their feminine energy is rising, that's where the sassy boys come in. That's where all of this stuff is coming, because it's toxic until they heal that part of them and become whole, both masculine and feminine energies balanced well within inside themselves. So until they do that, because right now collectively they're hurt, right? So they're acting out in
And
ways
vice
that are
versa with
harmful
women.
to women.
And vice
Vice versa. There are a lot of women though that are in their masculine, and they gon' drive it to the ground. It's not serving them. And one day they're gonna realize it's not serving them. And sometimes though they've been pitholed, and men too, into situations or having children where they can't escape and go heal because they are stuck with their decision that is gonna follow them to the end of time. You know what I mean? So I get that there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man, and that's part of it. That's part of these decisions that we know we're making, right? You know what I'm saying? Like 30, 40 years ago, if you got a woman pregnant,
Law.
hold on. 30, 40 years ago, if you got a woman pregnant, y'all was probably going to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the standard. You wasn't just out here, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't just out here. Listen, I'm telling you.
Come on now.
Look,
30 years ago, you might have to reach a little bit
40,
further back.
my bad. I be forgetting how
You
old I
talking
am.
about millennials' parents?
No,
You talking about
okay, 40 years ago then. 40, 45 years ago.
You talking about the unmarried parents that raised the millennials?
You know what's crazy? Right now, we don't even know what a shotgun wedding is. That's not even a thing anymore.
What is that?
See? You know what a shotgun?
Don't know?
Mm-mm.
What's a shotgun wedding?
A shotgun wedding is when a guy gets a girl pregnant and the
daddy
dad
find out.
take his shotgun and like, all right, we're going to the church house and you about to
Y'all
marry
getting
my
married.
daughter and make an honest woman out of her.
And that's no longer a thing because
Correct.
nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like those types of you need to bring that sort of deal back. But the problem is it's not important anymore.
It's not important to make an honest woman out of the woman anymore, and that's what is so unfortunate for the women who are happily giving their bodies and becoming single mothers.
That's not our choice.
But you didn't. Did you hear what I said?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
I lost it.
What I'm saying is that's not our choice. It has become her body, her choice, right? So listen to what I'm saying. It's become her body, her choice.
It's always her body, her choice. Whether no matter who says
listen,
it.
Listen. That's the issue. But the thing is, that means right now it's a lot more frivolous. You do what you want with it. If I want to do this, I can. I got birth control. I got.
What
this,
if I say this though to you?
Hold on,
Every
listen.
woman shouldn't be procreating.
Listen, I'm sure they shouldn't. What I'm saying is there are no penalties. It's free. You can freely do what you want.
There's penalties.
We have.
You're gonna see them in
all these different forms. Listen, we have all these different forms of birth control and deletion and all these other things where it makes free sex free. You know what I'm saying? The value of it is down because we can do what we want. It used to be, you actually get you some, y'all together, and now she knocked up. Daddy gonna come with that shotgun. But that's not a thing anymore. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Can I say this too? This is another reason why, like, when reproductive laws and rules were like on the chopping block, and part of me don't want to say, you know what? Let me say what I'm gonna say. That's part of why it don't matter, because if that woman decides not to carry a child to term, whether emotionally, whether by taking a plant, by taking or whatever, she can decide that, right? And I say that meaning, like, I hear you. The value of sex, it's on the women. The women we literally have been moving out of, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it was a time, like a strong time period of when women were just like free for all with the PUSSY. They were liberated. They were like, hold on, what? They would. I mean, I'm just saying they were doing the things.
I'm just letting you.
Let him marinate.
I'm letting you keep going, but just see me doing this and just know.
Just know what you got something to say.
Yeah.
That is so rude.
I'm sorry, but
all I'm saying is that women, it's always been. Let me say this. Women were surviving at one point. Now that we have no longer needed to survive off the backs of men, we have still a duty to do to keep our legs closed until it's a husband. Period.
So you said it was
and so how can you agree with that? Okay, right. Come on, because I gotta understand.
You said it was a period of time.
Yes.
Where the PUSSY movement was
just a free for all.
Right. And I feel like that's something that's hurt all of us.
Agreed.
Right.
1000%.
So I remember when we was at the Lapeef experience,
add something to that too.
And I started talking about how feminism has hurt us. That's what I'm talking about.
But see, feminism and popping coochie is not the same thing.
But that was a thing. It was my body, my choice. I can listen. I can do what I want.
Do you know where that comes from? Hold
on. Wait. Listen.
Where does that come from?
Wait. Ray, listen. All I'm saying is that my body, my choice, that freedom, no more daddy and his shotgun, all of that has been born out of feminism.
Thing. That's not the same thing, Law. And I feel like you're doing a thing.
Hold on, y'all. Let's do a timeout. I wanted to try and end it smooth, but we gotta like stand-up performances. I'm gonna have a couple actual performances like singers, so on and so forth, and then also we do the pod, you know what I'm saying, where people have the questions and answers. And I think that's going to be something dope that we can do. We have enough network, enough people to actually fill that joint out. And so I'll be up there next Wednesday. We doing a show from the venue that I'm looking at. And you know what I'm saying, we'll start getting some of the particulars together and figuring it out. So just
you want to create a community.
Yeah, we already been working on it. You know what I'm saying? We've been working on it. You know what I mean? And we got some good people consistent and in this space. Whereas when we get I don't want to say fans, but we get those that want to support and be a part of it, that's going to make it even better for all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Go for it. We back.
Are we back?
Y'all cold? Yeah, I know. Because I feel it now.
I mean, I've been working through it, so.
Like we always do.
Yeah. Putting on a strong face, okay? Yeah. We were having a heated conversation before we left, but did you all want to switch gears or?
So what?
I said we were having a heated conversation before we left, but
it was heated.
It was about the It was not heated, but it was definitely getting that.
Getting a little higher.
I mean, just perspective and just the conversation. But pause happened for a reason. It's good.
Let me ask y'all this: both of y'all are artists. Both of y'all are beautiful women in this space. What do y'all think is the biggest misconception about female artists in these days? Misconception or the things that y'all have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure niggas come at y'all left and right every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? What do you think is something that kind of gets to you on that? What's a pet peeve? You know, give me something about y'all experience in this space as artists.
Well, I'm going to say that in my experience, because I just was out at this dope event the other day that my homegirl Stills threw. It was a manifestation party. And somebody at the party was like, yo, they was like, when you in person, like, you mad reserved. Like, but when, like, I didn't expect that because of your music. They was like, it's interesting, you know. And I was like, you know, thanks. Because a lot of people, some people when they meet me, they like, I thought you was mute, you know, or like, because I don't share this conversation with everybody.
They said they thought you was mute? Mm-hmm. You?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
But that's that femininity, knowing when to speak, because sometimes you got ears that hear and some that don't even want to listen, you know. And I'm just interested in my energy and preserving it.
You're not interested in wasting your voice on anyone who's not going to hear you.
That part.
That's what we doing. Okay.
So and yeah, I mean, collectively, that's what type of time we're on. But I'm saying that to say, you know, as I've been in this artist space and speaking up and like, you know, letting it be heard and being vulnerable about whether it's my experience. Because see, sometimes music is a diary, a journal of what's happened to you, what energy you want to get off of you, don't want to be no more. Like I look back at some of the music, I'm like, I'm not even that person no more, but I got it off, right? It was a page in my diary, whatever it was, and that is the space for my masculine or my energy to go versus spazzing out or crashing out the way some people would prefer. And so I'm saying all that to say, in that space, I actually get a lot of people who don't try me because they see my music first and they like, you know what, I'm not gonna fuck with this. Or let me get the fuck on for she read me or tell me something that I wasn't ready to hear. And I'm gonna say this in addition, you know, I feel like that's how victims are made too. People who are quiet or docile about the abuse that they suffer or things that happen to them. Sometimes, you know, people think it's swept under the rug or it's not, you know. And I'm not saying I'm doing that to call anybody out. I'm doing that for my healing. But in that space, because they know I got a microphone attached to how I'm coming with whatever, you gonna kind of probably think twice before you do the things. And some people might want me to be talking about them. And you're going to have to figure that out. Good luck. You know, because so that's what my new album is about to be about. It's like
I'm gonna have to,
the things.
I'm going to have to download the music.
Y'all need to do some music
together.
I want to hear what you got to say.
I was trying to do some music together. You know what I'm saying? So, like, on her end, you heard her, you know what I'm saying, feelings on it. What are yours? Because I know, you know what I mean, you're in a different crowd. You know, you sing, you do your thing, you perform. How does that affect you, and what are some misconceptions people may have on you, or even just, you know what I mean, like come on, give me something.
Misconceptions? I mean, I don't know if, okay, so thank you for sharing. You just made me really want to get to know you as an artist and hear you share as an artist. I think that is beautiful. It sounds like you're a writer as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a writer. I write my music. I have co-wrote music. I have songs that I've written completely on my own and everything in between. But I think that it's beautiful to be able to be vulnerable with your songwriting and to express things in a way that you don't have to necessarily live. It's like you're releasing it from you. Like, instead of me living this, I'm going to just put it out there in the music and let that, you know, live on that way. So people are viewing you based on, it sounds like, based on what you've put out musically. And they don't know that when they get in your presence, it's a whole different type of healed energy that they're going to be able to experience because of what you're able to release. So I think that's dope.
That was so eloquent. Like, the way you just put all that together, like, your songwriting was amazing too, because the way you just,
Well, the thing is, I haven't reached this place where I've been extremely vulnerable with my music. Like, I haven't, I don't want to put it on anyone else but me. But I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm ready to be, like, raw and real and, like, you know, show a vulnerable side of myself, because I have had weird experiences in the music industry. I have had weird experiences just like being a...
When you say weird, what do you mean?
Being an attractive woman, being, you know, a creator, being an intelligent person. It's all types of energies that you're going to attract. I've had situations where I've attracted, you know, men who want to work with me, but only under certain conditions, or want to, like, act like, you know, because they have certain connections, like they are going to be the person to change my life if only I, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, damn, that don't align with who I am. I'm not going to do anything I'm not comfortable with. And if God said it's not the time, then it's not the time. And I'm not going to push it just because you're trying to convince me that I need you to get to X, Y, Z stepping stone.
And that's what I was asking. Like, I know, like I said, y'all both attractive. Y'all both in this space. I'm pretty sure the Diddies come around with the wannabes, you know what I'm saying, come around with their promises of grandeur and, you know what I'm saying, what they can do for you, and like you said, how they can change your life. How does that come into play? I know y'all both strong, so, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure that's come into place and you had to put people in their place or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like...
I'm going to say something quick, because I would love to hear, especially you being, like, in the R&B space. You know, I can only see probably people mistreating that. And the rap space is more about get your goof ass on. Like we able to say the things versus like a singer and like you have to carry yourself a certain way. So for me, I can just honestly say I've been blessed to be not only raised by two very strong parents who didn't play that shit. That doesn't mean that things didn't come my way. Yeah. That doesn't mean that things didn't slip through the cracks that I had to be able to stand 10 toes on. You know what I'm saying? Or taught me that I didn't actually have 10 toes down. You know what I mean? Like, it's been things that come and try you. But, like, I've had strong people around me. And my team right now, strong. The guys I work with, we just put out a song, Shy Tulani with Heavy Crowns. Yes. It's up to, period. He's amazing. Girl, we got a video that's out right now, up to 45,000 views organically. No real marketing other than, us telling the people. And it's such a vibe. But I'm saying that to say I've been around.
About a store? Yeah, like outside of store?
Yeah, outside of the Clipper. It's a bar, Gotcha. But I've been around I've just been blessed, been thankful, grateful to be around such, shout out to Sean Rose, beautiful influences and men who are actual caregivers and protectors. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they never made me feel weird. That doesn't mean that I literally, what C just said, I've had people, come that way and under. Not and they know my mama, you know what I'm saying? And they know my such and such, but it's almost like people they try to see where the crack is, right? Or they see where they could try to they see something in you that might feel like, oh, she needs me. And I feel like at the end of the day, since I've been at this level of healing, like C spoke on, at this level of just understanding, I haven't really attracted anything like that that's gonna try to slither and take, because I'm sharp shooting these days, versus like before I might have been in an energy of desperation or when it's somebody on the outside of me gonna do it, because that's the problem with artists. I think a lot of people, especially in the artist space, we think, especially from what we see on social media, that somebody just gonna come out the blue with a check. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that happens, right? But then when you gotta think, well, if this person is giving me a milli, what is it worth? What am I going to have to give? And I'm not saying that somebody can't partner with you and do the thing. I think that's beautiful.
But some's going.
But some people think that somebody is going to save them. And I think that's where you got the vultures who come in and tell you, well, you could have been did this if you would have. Literally what she said has been what I've seen. But I was in a different space. So good luck to you, sirs. You diddlers out there. So, I don't even want to speak on that man. I don't want to speak on him. I mean, I just mean that meaning like let justice be served, but I'm not his judge. I don't have a heaven and hell to put him in, so I don't want to speak on him like that.